This is a questionable reality production.
Hello, I'm Zander Crowns, and this is AP Post History. Now let's get started. Today we'll be covering topic 6.1, Post Fibermen Life. And it seems we have found ourselves in a new unit for the last time. The Fibermen's departure was incredibly sudden and very jarring, leaving the people of Earth in chaos and confusion. Luckily, some voices of reason invoke the long-standing tradition of prolongedly contemplating the matter before eventually devolving into anarchy so everything could be sorted out. The period of prolonged contemplation was complicated by the lingering presence of Fibermen dissidents who desired to use their superior skills and technology to establish a personal dominion on Earth. They succeeded to a minor extent in establishing a small and unstable country under their rule, but this is largely inconsequential and off-topic. Many thought it would simply be best to re-establish the government's national relationships and trends that were cut short by the Fibermen to begin with. Though this was appealing to some, a surprising number felt a strong sense of nostalgia for the Fibermen's customs and beliefs, while others favored to return to even older times if they were going to return to anything old. This phenomenon is explained by the fact that, as you may have realized, people have an infinite capability for nostalgia, with the conditions for anything to be remembered fondly only that it be remembered. Such nostalgic sentiments were deeply dividing, and those who were non-nostalgic found such sentiments incredibly stupid and contrived, and utterly refused to work with anyone who thought in such a silly way. It is very judgmental, really. Furthermore, people who were nostalgic but for different times utterly despised the others still. A foundation for what some call a nostalgia revolution. For your understanding, remember that in our contemporary time, people like to enforce distinctions based on inherent characteristics, though such distinctions may lack any factual grounding save perfunctory stereotypes. And well, the races that arose in the giving up of the Fibermen were not based in genetics or the happenstance of belief, but for what time period a person had the most nostalgia for and romanticized the most. Therefore, society found itself cracked between pre-apocalypticists, Samanites, Textots, commoners of the commons, Fibermenists, and even plasticists. And that somehow people found nostalgia for the plastics? These groups slowly formed into independent tribes, and then into independent nations, but with some members of certain tribes contained into other countries, which of course you should be able to well guess that's going to be problematic. So, by the year 1732 PQS, there were 45 nations, with each based around the romanticization of some past era and entrenched in the hatred of anybody else who did not share their sentiment. The only exception was the Confederation of Monkey Island, who decidedly wanted to pave their way towards the future without being stuck in the past. The CMI was not a beacon of diversity and hope, where each tribe of nostalgia was respected. Instead, they hated every tribe and sought to isolate themselves from those who were nostalgic. In fact, let's turn to the History Makers segment where Lepidus Fez, a preeminent anthropologist author, analyzes all the developments of his time and consequently his role in such developments. I have made my career by studying the life and times of thousands of dead societies and found the world largely an unreceptive audience for most of my career, too. Suddenly, though, my books, once lambasted as boring and contrived, fly off the shelves to then fly into the hearts of men. My writing serves as the justification and edification of certain epochs of time, when before it was but boring rubbish, or sometimes a sword to eviscerate the fanaticism of enshrining another. I feel the guilt I imagine a weapons scientist finds as His beautiful bullets liberates the imprisoned while scarring the earth and the families of thousands. And that's it. Topic 1 of Unit 6 is complete. If you want to find success in your post-history class and be overcome with divisive nostalgia, consider subscribing and liking this video. My goal is to see each and every one of you get a 92 in your class or a 7 on the exam in Quintober. Alright, Zander Crowns, checking out.